Hello everyone and welcome in this session. We are doing this in this session in which we will be discussing about the basic of the Matlab, and we are doing this session under the initiative of your own teacher community. We provide the project guidance and the doubt clearing session related to each and every subject and every topic related to based on the UG and the PG level. So I am a technical expert under your own teacher community. We will be discussing about the basic of the MATLAB in this session. So let us start with our discussion. So MATLAB is a like a basic, very important tool for if you talk about the engineering guy, then it is very important tool for all of the engineering streams. So if you talk about the MATLAB, so the basic thing which is MATLAB, like it is a very high performance language for the technical computing, and it is like it integrates the computation, visualization, and the programming in an easy way to use the environment where the programs and the solutions are expressed like in a very familiar and mathematical notations. So like the if you are talk about the typical use of the MATLAB, then it is like mathematics and the computation. Like suppose some kind of mathematical computation you want to do, then MATLAB can easily do all those mathematical computation. Apart from that, if you like it is like algorithm development, modeling, and the simulation of prototyping. Suppose you have some kind of you want to model some kind of system into this, then it is very easy to model the all those kind of system into the MATLAB environment. Apart from that modeling and simulation part, we have the data analysis, exploration, and the visualization, scientific engineering, graphics, and the application development. So these all those like graphical user interface building, all those are the like basic uses of the MATLAB. So if you want to like these kind of any kind of do any things in this, then MATLAB is like very much powerful tool. So if you look into the MATLAB, it is very big tool. So if you are from any kind of background, you will be finding something in the MATLAB. Suppose you are from the electrical, then you will be looking into the simulations and all those things. So like MATLAB has a like very vast subject. It is very big thing. So if you are from any kind of background, then you will be finding a lots of things for you, whether you are from electrical or electronics or mathematics or mechanical or chemical. You are any kind of background if you have, then you will be finding lots of things in the MATLAB. So first thing, like if you want to know, like the MATLAB is stands for the matrix laboratory. So matrix mat and the laboratory lab is made for the MATLAB. So it is developed by the MathsWork Foundation, which is like uh, frequently releases it new versions. So if you look check their website, then you will be finding a lots of content over there on the basis of the MATLAB. So that is like developed by the MathsWork, and that is like very big group. So if you want to look their website, then you can simply log on to mathswork.com, and you will be finding a lots of information regarding the MATLAB. So if you talk about the MATLAB, then it is like the interpreted language. So what is the interpreted language? So interpreted language is the like a programming language which are generally interpreted without like compiling a program into the machine instruction. So interpreted language means like it is a language which can compile like a program into a machine instructions. So it is where the instruction are not directly executed by the target machine, but like instead of read and execute by some other program. So this is like what is the interpreted language. So apart from that, like it is a scientific programming. In this MATLAB, you will be finding the scientific programming environment, very good tools for the manipulation of the matrix. So if you want to do any kind of manipulation on the matrices, then you will be finding the MATLAB a very helpful tool. And you will be finding that that is also very like visualization capability, like visualization capability of the MATLAB is very good. So you want like you are doing any kind of computation and anything you are on the MATLAB, then you can easily visualize all those processes you will be doing MATLAB doing in the background. So there will be capability of the built-in function in the MATLAB also, and like that is also very very easy to learn about the MATLAB. So what we will be doing, so first we will be like try to look into the MATLAB desktop. What will be there if you open a simple MATLAB application, then what will be there on the basic MATLAB window. So this is the in this slide you can see like I have shown you the MATLAB desktop. Along with this, I will be also sharing my screen and showing you when you open the MATLAB, then what the things you will find over there. So this is the like workspace command history, and this is a command window. So let me share my screen where I have opened the MATLAB window and show you what will be there. So this is the typical MATLAB window. When you open the MATLAB, then you will find that these are the like things you on the MATLAB window. So if you look into this, so from here there is an option for the new script, new live script, open. If you want to open any script, then you can open it from there. And if you want to, this is the command window, which is like shown over written over there, the command window. So if you want to write any code, so you want to write any kind of code on the MATLAB, and you want to perform to like check whether it is running or not. So you need not to write it in the command window, because the command window is the place where all the computation is done by this MATLAB. So you need not to do it in the command window. So you have to only simply write edit in the command window. So and type enter. So if you type enter after writing edit in the command window, then it like open the edit window. So these are the like four kind of important window for you. One is the workspace, where the all the things which is done by the MATLAB is like saved over here. And this is the like, now you can see like this is the editor window where you can write the programs for you. Like if you want to do any kind of write program, then you can write it there, and you can easily modify all those codes which you will be writing over there. So you have to simply write edit on the command window and type enter, and you will be finding the editor window. So on the editor window, you have to write down the code, and you can simply press this run button, and the code will be start to run. So this is how a typical program you can write and you can run. So this, suppose you write anything in this and you press the run button, if there will be some kind of error, then MATLAB will be redirecting you to those error, and you can easily find out those error and debug those error and again run this code. And all those results and all those things will be shown on the command window. So let us again move toward the command window. Then this is the command window where you will be finding the results of those all those like the hard programs you will be writing. So suppose I write uh, on the command window itself a matrix. I try to write down a matrix. So let us suppose it is 1. So you can see like I have written down a matrix which is simply 1 2 3 matrix, which is having a matrix which is having the element 1 2 3. Then you can see on the workspace, let me maximize it. So the same thing which is on the command window is reflected over the workspace. You can see this A matrix, which is I have written on the command window, is reflected on the workspace. So these are the like three window where we have to focus mainly. One is the command window, one is the editor window, and this one is the workspace. So on the editor window, you will be writing down the programs, and all those results will be like, if there is any error or any results will be there, then all those things will be reflected on the command window, and those things are also saved in the workspace. So this is the typical like window for that MATLAB. And if you want to save your program, you have this home. You can go this from there, and you have to like, you want to save, then you have to press save, and your program will be saved in the .m file. So programs which are like written in the MATLAB, that can be saved with the .m transcript. So that is how like we will be doing all those things in the MATLAB. So let's return to our presentation and try to see what will the things will be there. So this is like the command history, command window, and that workspace which we have already discussed. What are there things will be there in the MATLAB desktop. So let us start with the like what things will be there in the MATLAB. So let us talk about the variables. So in the MATLAB, you don't have to declare the variable. So like you don't have to even initialize those variables. Just give the in the command window, you write down that let's us suppose you have a variable which is by a value you have assigned is as a 12. So you have to simply write down the this a equals to 12 in the command window, and that a variable will be assigned as a 12 value, and that starting to uh, is known as the like a MATLAB prompt. So on the each commands there will be some kind of this notation will be there. So this is the like assigned operator which is known as the equals operator, and this a is the variable, and this semicolon will be there after each command, which is like the normal general things in the MATLAB window. So suppose you have some a and you want to do multiply the a with 2, then you have to simply write down a multiplied by 2, and you will be getting simply the output of that uh, command. So this is the like where you have allot the variable as 12, and after that you are doing some kind of computation. So this is the part where you want to do like multiply the that variable with 2, and you will be finding the result at the 24. So MATLAB, like it is a very interactive system whose like a basic data element is an array that those does not require any kind of dimensioning. So that if you put some kind of array in the like suppose 1 2 3 I have put there, so that was like 1 cross 3 array, so you need not to do any kind of the dimensioning. This is allowed to solve any kind of technical computation problem, especially those with matrix and that vector permutation. Like if you want to do any kind of matrix and the vector formulation, then it will be very easy in the MATLAB. So in the fraction of the time you will be doing the writing the program in the scalar interactive language, and you will be finding the results in the same way. So the name like as the MATLAB stands for that matrix laboratory. So MATLAB is the original written provided by like access to the matrix software like developed by the it was like initially I have told you like it was developed by the like it is handled by the maths work, but it was developed by the line pack, and the is pack do these two were the company which have this developed the MATLAB initially. After that that mathswork.com has like acquired the MATLAB this for that like complete environment. So these things now handled by the MATLAB, mathswork, and like it was initially developed by different companies. So so this MATLAB is like a very high level matrix array language with like control flow statement and function data structures. So to give the input output and the object oriented programming features. So it allow both the programming in the small to rapidly create the quick and the direct dirty like arrow programs and the programming in the large. So let us move further, and we have already discussed about the workspace where the all those commands and all those like result will be saved. So all those like variable if you have assigned a as a 12, then that will be saved in the workspace itself. Suppose you have assigned b as a 10 and you want to do some kind of computation c equals to a plus b, then that will be saved in the workspace. So that is how like the things will done in the MATLAB. So let us suppose you have some kind of variable a which is having the size 1 cross 1, and that is the 8 double array. So that those dimensioning you need not to do. That will be done by the MATLAB itself, and that will be saved in the MATLAB like that workspace. So you need not to do any kind of dimensioning in the MATLAB. That is like like very important thing for that MATLAB. So you need not to do this is like very important thing. Like you need not to you if you have some kind of data for that matrix, then you have to not to do any kind of dimensioning. You put simply there, and it will like MATLAB will do all those kind of computation and the dimensioning. So that is done like the MATLAB itself. So if you want to like a very important feature in the MATLAB, that is a help command. If you write the help on the like command window, then whole the documentation like a very big documentation will be opened in the MATLAB. So let us me to show you like how you will be let us type that help in the MATLAB window, and you will be finding a huge document will be shown by the MATLAB, and there will be lots of things you have to learn about. So all those commands window and what, so all those things, like if you type the help, then you will be like you stuck on, suppose you stuck on any point and you type help simply on the command window, then you will be finding the help related to that. So that is how like you can get the like help from the MATLAB itself, or you will be finding a lot of things on the like online material also based on the MATLAB. So let us move to further. Like suppose you have a 3x3 matrix, then how you will be entering it into the MATLAB. So this is how you let us suppose you have this matrix, this 3 2 1 5 1 0 2 1 7. You have this matrix and you want to enter it into the MATLAB. Then in this way you can, this is the kind of notation by which you can enter a matrix into the MATLAB. So you have to write down the first row first, like 3 2 1, and after that you will be writing 5 1 0, then you will be writing 2 1 7 and closing it with the brick brackets, and you will be defining the matrix. So this is how you can define the matrix into the MATLAB. So once you write this and you press enter, your matrix will be defined and like shown by this. So let us move further, and you, if you want to do any kind of matrix manipulation, so if you write down the this kind of, like suppose you have this matrix and you want to find out, like suppose a12, like suppose one a12, which will be the element a12, that will be 2. So if you want to find out this element, then you have to simply write down the a12 and you will be getting the answer from that MATLAB as a 2. So like it is the like matrix do is calculation from the row in row then column. So suppose you are writing the one, so it means like it is from row 1 and this column 2. So if you write down a12, then the element will be the from row 1 and the column 2. So if you look into this, then it is the row 1 and this is the column 2, so the element will be the 2. So if you want to find out any element, then you can write down the in the same notation and you will be getting the same element as the output on the MATLAB. So let us talk about the some kind of operator. Suppose you have written down something like 1, and then this 1 to 10, you want to write down some kind of like 1 to 10 numbers, then you have to write it like this. So there will be like 1 to 10 will number will be denoted by the MATLAB. So if you want to change the value from 1 to 10, then you have to write down the 1 to 10 from this way, and you will be getting this kind of matrix shown up by the MATLAB. And if you want to do like the gap between two numbers will be 2, then you write down in this way and you will be getting in this way kind of notation, in which the gap between the two consecutive numbers will be 2. So this is how you will be writing down the commands in the MATLAB. And let us suppose like we have the a to 3, then these things like 8 to 3 2 means like you have the call, like I have already told you, on the first you have the rows. So you have to, if you have written down this kind of command, then you have to look into the third row. So this is the third row, and the 2 and 3, like the 2 and 3 elements you have to write down. So you want to find out this 1 and 7 as the output, then you have to write down the command as a3 and 2 and 3. Like we want the third row and second column and the third column elements of that matrix, then you will be getting 1 and the 7 as the output. And if you want to the complete second row, suppose second column, so you need not to write anything on the place of the column row. You have need to write only the value 2 at the place of the column, and you will be getting the second column element on the whole. Suppose you have this matrix which is written over here, and you want to find out the what will be the value of this 211. So you will be getting the you are will be writing this, and you will be getting 211. So there is a question for you. If you have, like suppose you will have, what will happen if you write this kind of notation? So you are not writing anything on the place of the row and the column, then what you will be getting? So definitely you will be getting the complete matrix. If you write down this command in the MATLAB and you have this matrix already saved in your workspace, then you will be getting the whole matrix. So let us talk about the various manipulation which is done on the matrix manipulation. So if you want to do, like suppose you have two matrix which is A and B, two matrices, and you want to do some kind of manipulation. So if you, so there are like some kind of function you have to know about this by which you can do the matrix manipulation. So if you want to take the transpose, then you do this kind of, you write this kind of command a dash, and you will be getting the transpose of that matrix. You want to multiply these two matrix, then you have to simply write down the b multiplied by a, and you will be getting the simply matrix multiplication of these two. So if you write down this dot before this multiplication sign, then you will be getting the element by element multiplication. So in the matrix multiplication, in the standard procedure, there is a set of the rule by which you can multiply the like matrix. So if you have the same order matrix, two same order matrix, then you can do the element wise multiplication. Suppose you have this a and b, and you want to find out the element wise multiplication, then the same element like corresponding to 3 there is 1, and corresponding to 2 there is 3. So if you want to do the element wise multiplication, then you write down this command, like you have to put a dot before that cross. So this will perform the element wise multiplication over the MATLAB. So for the division, you have to simply divide the matrix B by A, or element in the same way what we have done in the multiplication. Like if you want to do the element wise division or multiplication, then you have to put a dot before that operator side, like what we have done in the multiplication. Before the multiplication operator, we have put it a dot. For the element wise multiplication, same we will be doing in the division. So in the division, we will be putting a dot before that division operator. So that is done by this. Like for doing the element wise division, we will be putting a dot. So if you want to join these two matrix, suppose you have 3 cross 3 matrix and 3 cross 3 matrix this b there, and you want to join these two matrix and make that 3 cross 6 matrix, then you have to write it down in this way. Okay, so if you want to add join these matrix as a 3 cross 3 cross 6, that is horizontally add these two matrix, then you will be doing it in this way. And if you want to join this matrix in the vertically, like suppose you want to do like you want to make 6 cross 3 matrix by these two matrix, then you will be doing like you will be putting a semicolon after the first matrix. So this is how like you can join two matrices. And there are lots of also other manipulation which is done over the matrix. So as you started doing the thing, you will be get to know about the all other manipulation, like what you can do over the matrix. So these are the some basic manipulation which you can do over the matrix, and you will be finding out the results easily from the MATLAB. So as I have already told, it is very easy tool by which we can do the mathematical computation, and over the matrix it is also too much easy for the matrix. So you can do a lots of computation on the matrices. So these are the like some basic kind of tools by which you can do the some kind of matrix manipulation. So there will be lots of other tools also. You can when you start doing the like manipulations and all those operations you start to do, you will be let to get to know about the various other commands. So let us move further. So if you want to write some kind of code, I have already told you want to write down some code, then you need not to write it in the command window, because if you write it in the command window and you have done some mistake and you want to debug that code, then you have to rewrite that those things. That's why we use the MATLAB editor window, in which we can write down the code and try to run that one. If there will be some kind of error, then you can simply find out those error and simply modify those. So for if you want to write down some live script, then you have to, I have already told from where you can like open that script window, or you can simply write down, like you can open it from new script tab presented in the ribbon of that MATLAB, or you can write down the edit in the editor window, like command window, and you press enter, and the editor window will be open in front of you. So once the editor window is open, then you can start it, write down your script, all those codes you want to write, and those codes you like to execute it from the editor window itself, and the result will be displayed on the command window. So I have already told you all the codes and all those files which will be saved in the editor window, that those are saved in the .m representation. So codes from the generated from the MATLAB are saved in the .m file representation. So this is all about the script by which you can write down the script. So there are like some information written over there for the script. So script will be the manipulated and the store variable and the matrices in the MATLAB workspace. The same thing what we are doing from the MATLAB command window, that will be done by the this script window. So if you have put any kind of matrices or any kind of variable in the script and you run that program, all those things will be saved in the MATLAB workspace. That is like you can say like MATLAB workspace is the memory of that MATLAB. So they can be called from the MATLAB command line. Like suppose you once you have saved some kind of matrix in the MATLAB workspace and you want to call that matrix again, then you have to simply write down that matrix which you have assigned by which name, and you will be getting like MATLAB will get to know about that value, like what is the value of that matrix. So this is how you can deal with the script. So let us talk about some function which is there in the like built-in functions in which is there in the MATLAB. So users can write the function which can be called from the command line. So function can accept input variable or matrices, or out it can give like will process in the form of the output variable or the matrix. So suppose you have some kind of input variable or matrix and you have some function operated over that matrix or the variable, then you will be getting some kind of output from the MATLAB, and that output will be save into the MATLAB workspace that we have already discussed. So these are some information about like don't overload the, so these are some information about the functions which will be there in the MATLAB. So let us talk about like, so this is the first function. So if you talk about this function, then it will be returning you the square of the first few numbers. Like suppose till 5 numbers, you write down the illiterate 5, and then you will be it will be returning the square of those first starting 5 natural numbers. So this is how like there will be some kind of built-in function which will be there in the MATLAB. So there are lots of like built-in function also available in the MATLAB, and some you will be using some user-defined functions also. So those things are there in the MATLAB. So this is like also things you can do, like suppose you have written down this sort 2 4, then you will be getting I and j value of j and I from this. So this kind of things you can do, like this is also a like suppose a loop, it is written over there for I equals to 10. Suppose you have written down this code in your script. So these things like are some kind of not normal things. So if you have I equals to 2, and while the I you put the I as like less than 100, then you will be multiplying that I will sell itself. So you put I equals to 4, and like suppose you write down this code in your like script window, and you run that one, and you put that I equals to 4, then you will be getting I equals to 16, and that I equals to 16 is again multiplied by 16 itself, because it is less than this, because it is the looping operation. Like whenever the value of that I will be less than 100, then that I will be itself multiplied by like by itself. So the till the value of I will be less than 100, then it will be multiplied by itself also. So if you put I equals to 4, and like I equals to 2 you put, then it will be first square and it will become 4, then it will again squared and it will become 16, and it will again squared and it will become 256. So this is like after 256 it will be terminated, because we have given a loop statement where if the I is less than 100, then it should start like uh, uh, it should run. So whether it will found the value of I is greater than 100, the loop will stop. So that's how like the things will be happen in the MATLAB. So this is like a basic program which I want to tell you, like how the script, like if you write down any program in the script, then how it will be returning the values. So let us suppose talk about the debugging. What will be there in the debugging? So in the debugging, so like suppose you have write down any codes in your MATLAB script and you have done some kind of mistake in that. So in the debugging, you like MATLAB will debug that code and like show you like where you have done some kind of mistake. So this is the process, like there will be some kind of red dots where the things will be like not in the way which has to be. So where it will redirect you like where you have done the mistake, and you can easily find out those mistake and remove those mistake and again run that part. So that is the like debugging code, like where you have some kind of you have done some kind of the mistake. So there is another important tool in the MATLAB, that is the plotting tools. So if you want to plot any kind of function, suppose you have some kind of like sinusoidal, you want to plot some kind of sinusoidal or cosinusoidal function, then you can easily plot from the that MATLAB window. So you have to write down, you can write it down on the MATLAB command window, or maybe sometimes you can write it down on the MATLAB window, and you will be finding out the, like suppose you have the cost t and t varying from the 0 to pi by 12, like 0 to 8 pi, and in the like gap of this pi by 12. So if you want to plot this data, you have to write down the function. Suppose you have the y as the cost t and you have to write down this command. So this is the like the command for the plot. So plot ty, like you have to plot y with respect to t. Okay, so this is how you can plot any kind of function into the MATLAB. So this plot command is very like important command. So by the plot command, you can do the plotting of any kind of function or any kind of data. So there are lots of kind of like image processing can be done in the MATLAB. So these are like very advanced plots, which is done like in the MATLAB. So you can do the 2D and 3D plotting in the MATLAB. So these are the things which can be done. So there are lots of things which can be done in the MATLAB. So plotting is also one of them. So if you want to plot various plots, like 2 or 3 plots on a single uh, axis, then you can also do with the hold some kind. There is a hold on command by which you can plot 2 or 3 commands, like 2 or 3 function on the same axis. So that's what, like there will be a lots of things which we have to discuss in the MATLAB. So if you want to find out any kind of help in related to MATLAB or anything else, then you can reach out to us. We are your own teacher community, and we provide the project guidance and the doubt clearing session on each and every subject. So if you want to any kind of help related to MATLAB or anything, then you can reach out to us to our website, and we will be very happy to help you. And this MATLAB session, we will be restrict to us for till this. And if you want to any help, you can reach out to us, and we will be helping you. And thank you for joining this session. Thank you.